To find yourself, think for yourself. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. The unexamined life is not worth living. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Know thyself. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. What screws us up the most in life is the picture in our head of what it's supposed to be. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. When the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser. Be as you wish to seem. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. Smart people learn from everything and everyone, average people from their experiences, stupid people already have all the answers. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. I only know one thing, and that is I know nothing. Wisdom is knowing how little we know. There is no learning without remembering. Silence is a profound melody for those who can hear it above all the noise. Why should we pay so much attention to what the majority thinks? Every action has its pleasures and its price. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. I am a citizen of the world, and my nationality is goodwill. Do not be angry with me if I tell you the truth. The years wrinkle our skin, but lack of enthusiasm wrinkles our soul. Our lives are but specks of dust falling through the fingers of time. Like sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Only the knowledge that comes from inside is the real knowledge. A multitude of books distracts the mind. Be the kind of person that you want people to think you are. To be uncertain is to be uncomfortable, but to be certain is to be ridiculous. Do not go through life like leaf blown from here to there, believing whatever you are told. I shall never fear or avoid things of which I do not know. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. Thou shouldst eat to live, not live to eat. To know is to know that you know nothing. That is the meaning of true knowledge. For a man who claims to have knowledge while actually knowing nothing is less smarter than you who claim to know nothing. Be true to thine own self. The fewer our wants, the more we resemble the gods. Better to do a little well than a great deal badly. Knowledge is our ultimate good. I know you want to leave me, but the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. Do not grieve over someone who changes all of the sudden. It might be that he has given up acting and returned to his true self. Wisest is he who knows not. The perfect human being is all human beings put together. It is a collective. It is all of us together that make perfection. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our ways. I to die and you to live, which is better, only God knows. Death offers mankind a full view of truth. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. It is a disgrace to grow old through sheer carelessness before seeing what manner of man you may become by developing your bodily strength and beauty to their highest limit. He is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. The really important thing is not to live, but to live well, and to live well meant, along with more enjoyable things in life, to live according to your principles. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. Once made equal to man, woman becomes his superior. If one knows what is right, he will do it. Nobody wants to be evil. The greatest blessing granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Are you not ashamed of your eagerness to possess as much wealth, reputation, and honors as possible, while you do not care for nor give thought to wisdom or truth, or the best possible state of your soul? What a lot of things there are a man can do without. It is best and easiest not to discredit others, but to prepare oneself to be as good as possible. The more I learn, the less I realize I know. I soon realized that poets do not compose their poems with knowledge, but by some inborn talent and by inspiration, like seers and prophets who also say many fine things, without any understanding of what they say. Happiness is unrepented pleasure. Ordinary people seem not to realize that those who really apply themselves in the right way to philosophy are directly and of their own accord preparing themselves for dying and death. Creation is man's immortality and brings him nearest to the gods. The right way to begin is to pay attention to the young and make them just as good as possible. True perfection is a bold quest to seek. Only the willing and true of heart will seek the betterment of many. Nobody knows anything, but I, knowing nothing, am the smartest man in the world. Get not your friends by bare compliments, but by giving them sensible tokens of your love. The hardest task needs the lightest hand, or else its completion will not lead to freedom, but to a tyranny much worse than the one it replaces. See one promontory, one mountain, one sea, one river, and see all. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. As to marriage or celibacy, let a man take which course he will be sure to repent. Obscurity is dispelled by augmenting the light of discernment, not by attacking the darkness. All of the wisdom of this world is but a tiny raft upon which we must set sail when we leave this earth. If only there was a firmer foundation upon which to sail, perhaps some divine word. Some have courage in pleasures, and some in pains, some in desires, and some in fears, and some are cowards under the same conditions. The life of which meaning one never ponders is not worth living. In every one of us there are two ruling and directing principles whose guidance we follow wherever they may lead, the one being an innate desire of pleasure, the other an acquired judgment which aspires after excellence. There is a doctrine whispered in secret that a man is a prisoner who has no right to open the door and run away. This is a great mystery which I do not quite understand. Whatever authority I may have rests solely on knowing how little I know. The end of life is to be like unto God, and the soul following God will be like unto him, he being the beginning, middle, and end of all things. You will know that the divine is so great and of such a nature that it sees and hears everything at once, is present everywhere, and is concerned with everything. The greater the power that deigns to serve you, the more honor it demands of you. Fellow citizens, why do you burn and scrape every stone to gather wealth, and take so little care of your children, to whom you must one day relinquish all? How can you wander your travels do you no good, when you carry yourself around with you? Are not all things which have opposites generated out of their opposites? Though flattery blossoms like friendship, yet there is a vast difference in the fruit. The tongue of a fool is the key of his counsel, which, in a wise man, wisdom hath in keeping. It seems that God took away the minds of poets that they might better express his. Understanding a question is half an answer. I have good hope that there is something remaining for the dead. Our purpose in founding the city was not to make any one class in it surpassingly happy, but to make the city as a whole as happy as possible. It has been shown that to injure anyone is never just anywhere. Malice drinketh up the greater part of its own poison. To use words and phrases in an easygoing manner without scrutinizing them too curiously is not in general a mark of ill-breeding. On the contrary, there is something low-bred in being too precise, but sometimes there is no help for it. Living or dead, to a good man there can come no evil. When you want success as badly as you want the air, then you'll get it. There is no other secret of success. Falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. Wisdom begins in wonder. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. I only wish that ordinary people had an unlimited capacity for doing harm. Then they might have an unlimited power for doing good. To be is to do. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing, and in knowing that you know nothing, that makes you the smartest of all. All things in moderation, including moderation. Neither I nor any other man should, on trial or in way, contrive to avoid death at any cost. In every person there is a sun, just let them shine. One thing I know, that I know nothing. This is the source of my wisdom. I know nothing except the fact of my ignorance. Either I do not corrupt the young, or, if I do, it is unwillingly. Pride divides the men, humility joins them. I am a fool, but I know I'm a fool, and that makes me smarter than you. If you want to be wrong, then follow the masses. All thinking begins with wondering. I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. Talk in order that I may see you. It is better to suffer an injustice than to commit one. The beginning of wisdom is a definition of terms. Athletics have become professionalized. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. I swear it upon Zeus, an outstanding runner cannot be the equal of an average wrestler. Do it because it's in your heart, not because you want something in return. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings. so that you shall gain easily what others have labored hard for. He is the richest who is content with the least. Beloved Pan, and all ye other gods who haunt this place, give me beauty in the inward soul, and may the outward and the inward man be one. An honest man is always a child. Let the questions be the curriculum. To move the world, we must move ourselves. By far the greatest and most admirable form of wisdom is that needed to plan and beautify cities and human communities. If what you want to tell me is neither true nor good nor even useful, why tell it to me at all? For things belong to a judge, to hear courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. Sometimes you have to let go to see if there was anything worth holding on to. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life ourselves and the world around us. Man must rise above the earth, to the top of the atmosphere and beyond, for only thus will he fully understand the world in which he lives. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. It is not living that matters, but living rightly. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. What a lot of things I don't need. I am a citizen, not of Athens or Greece, but of the world. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. When our feet hurt, we hurt all over. You never know a line is crooked unless you have a straight one to put next to it. Worthless people live only to eat and drink. People of worth eat and drink only to live. If the whole world depends on today's youth, I can't see the world lasting another 100 years. No man has a right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. If you would seek health, look first to the spine. What is happening to our young people? They disrespect their elders. They disobey their parents. They ignore the law. They riot in the streets inflamed with wild notions. Their morals are decaying. What is to become of them?
These famous quotes from all these wise individuals serve as ideals for human life. Therefore, to receive these unparalleled gifts they have given, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.